learn your braking point for turn 1 again. Obviously, you're arriving there a lot faster. So, yeah, good day for us. I think we've got a good car, and really hope we can challenge for the pole tomorrow.
How much does experience help you here?
The track's a lot different, actually. They've moved the curbs out. I couldn't really remember it very well anyway, but yeah, we'd been here before, but none of the stuff that we used back then kind of relays over. So yeah, I think everyone's kind of on par now. And, there's typical guys at the front. Although, yeah, Justin and I both raced here. So there you go.
We'll go ahead and open it for questions for Will.
It was only practice, but Elio kind of had a rather eventful practice sessions out there. Do you sense he's starting to kind of feel some of the pressure that's falls on a guy in his position in a championship, with you having been in those positions in the past?
Yeah, I think he's just trying things. He's obviously, that's the way he drives. He's very aggressive, and I'm sure he is feeling pressure. He's wanted a championship for his whole career, and he's, very, very close to getting that. So, I'm sure he doesn't want anything to go wrong this weekend. He wants to qualify as far as he can. But I think I've seen him at his absolute best I've ever seen him at this year. He's been quick everywhere. He's quick here again today, and I think he's driven the right way in every race to get the points. Basically, he never took massive risks, and that's put him in this position. So I would expect him doing the same this weekend.
Will, outside of the bumps in turn 1 that we're going to work on overnight, are there any other areas of the track that they maybe should look at?
Yeah, actually, there's no absolutely terrible areas. It's not too bad. It's after Baltimore, it feels smooth, but it's not a dig at Baltimore. It's good. It adds character to the track, you could say, but it's not bad. It's not too bad at all.
Other questions for Will? Okay, we'll go ahead and wrap. Oh, one in the back, Steph.
Exactly how bad is the heat affecting you out there right now, and how are you expecting that to impact your doubleheader weekend, where you're going to be logging a lot more miles than usual?
Yeah, it's tough. Like, it is. I seriously, finishing that session, I'm like, man, it's going to be hard doing 2 races, but the race will be really difficult. I got out, I was absolutely spent. So yeah, it'll be hard.
We'll go ahead and wrap it up with Will. Thank you so much, and best of luck this weekend. We are now pleased to be joined by Justin Wilson at Delcoin Racing, who was quickest in today's opening practice. Justin made 2 starts here at Reliant Park with a best finish of 5th in 2006. Justin, if you can't talk about today's opening practice.
Yeah, I think it went reasonably well. We got a pretty good car, and last time I was here, Mr. Power ran into the back of me and broke his front wing. And I nearly had to return the favour at the end of that session. I was on a good lap, and he got traffic, and we're getting close. So it's a tough track. It's really bumpy, but when the grip comes up, it feels good. Once the car starts to work around here, it's a lot of fun, but it's tough. It's really physical, and you're bouncing around, and you're trying to just land in the right spot, get the timing on the brakes, and try not to lose one end or the other. This morning I lost the rear on turn into turn 2 or 3 and looped it around. So I think we could see a lot of that, and we have done so far, and I think it's going to continue throughout the race. It's just so hard to keep it just on that knife edge. So I'm really pleased with the car that Delcoin Racing's given me, and hopefully we can keep it up for tomorrow and have a good qualifying.
We asked Will the same question. How much does experience help here?
I don't know. I think it helps. I vaguely remember it from when we raced here in 2006 and 7. you know, it's a street course, so things change every year. I think the most consistent place we go to is probably Long Beach, and everywhere else, you know, the wall placement just changes slightly, and that alters the characteristic. And you know, you're always chasing it throughout the weekend. So, you know, I think it helps, but it's not the be-all and end-all. You know, some of this track has changed slightly. The curves have moved out, and the corners have slowed down since we last raced here. So, a lot of the corners are quite a bit slower.
We'll go ahead and open it up for questions for Justin.
How difficult will it be to get the car right for qualifying with when the chicane gets removed and you have to run all the way down to turn 2?
Yeah, that's something else we've got to deal with in qualifying is the track changing. So, you know, it's going to be tough trying to judge that braking point, and especially if people get it wrong and cause red flags, it's going to be a tedious session. So hopefully we can all pick it up pretty easily and make it through there. But you know, that's been the kind of the story of today is constantly learning and evolving as the track's changing and as the grip levels come up. But also, you know, that chicane, that wasn't part of the plan. I locked up once going in there and had to go through the little shortcut, the runoff. As I came out the other side, even in second gear, that you know, I got pretty good wheel spin as I got air afterwards. So I can understand why they've done it. It's obviously it's a shame it wasn't caught beforehand, but you know, I think it was the right thing to do for today.
Justin, you obviously ran really well today, and I know you ran well last weekend in the Grand Am finale at Lime Rock. Do you find it to be more an adjustment or more a complimentary thing to be, you know, active in multiple series the way you are?
I think it's good to jump in different cars and keep being versatile, and then you deal with different situations, you know, different techniques, and you're always adjusting. You don't want to confuse yourself, but I've been pretty fortunate this year driving for Michael Shank Racing in Grand Am, and you know, great group there, great cars, and you know, being able to do that, and then you know, the following week jump back in the Del Coyne racing machine, and it's been fun going backwards and forwards and staying on top of my game. You know, especially in these big long breaks, I think that's definitely helped. But you know, I enjoy it. I like the challenge.
Sure.
Justin, could you talk about the track, the way it's laid out as far as passing opportunities, and also, you know, Will was asked this question with the heat, with the double header, how is that going to affect you as drivers tomorrow and Sunday?
Yeah, I think the overtaking opportunities are going to be maybe what I would call turn 1, the original chicane, possibly turn 4, the tighter corner leading onto the back straight. You know, maybe into 6, but it's quite bumpy down there, so you kind of having a bit of a guess at it where you're going to land when you do get on the brakes. And then there's always the possibility of going through 7, because that's a fast corner, and you can decide whether you use a lot of road, carry a lot of speed, and compromise turn 8, and you might be able to get down the inside. So I think there's possible overtaking places. We'll have to see how it all plays out. And, you know, the obviously other places in pit lane. You know, the fuel mileage that Honda gives us. Hopefully, we can pass everybody there and stay at the front.
And then your conditioning?
Oh, the conditioning. It's tough. I think I heard Will saying this is a tough place, and you know, it's not just the G-forces are low here, but the bumps are quite severe. So you're fighting the car every second, and there's just no time to get a rest. Even on the straights, you're turning at this track. So it's very physical. It's hard work, and 2 90-lap races. It could be interesting the last 30 laps of the second race.
Justin, Mike Conaway is your teammate again this weekend. He seems to be very competitive on these kind of tracks. What does that do for your game, having a teammate that's good at this? Do you guys share setups? Does he set the car up like you do, or is it different?
Yeah, we started with exactly the same cars, and throughout the first session we both made exactly the same changes and gave the same feedback. So it really helps us to validate what we're doing, move in the right direction, gave us more confidence going into the second session this afternoon. And I think Mike tried a couple of different things, got the word that didn't work, so we didn't try it. And I'm sure we'll see Mike up there tomorrow, once he goes back to our baseline. So I think it's a big advantage having more than one car. You're able to push each other, look at the data, but also push the setup and development and everything else.
Justin, brakes. A few people were having problems with brakes this morning, this afternoon. But then some people were saying that it's actually even tougher than it used to be back in the Champ Car days because they've tightened up some of the corners. Is that true? And how do you expect the brakes to last over 90 laps carrying full fuel loads?
Yeah, I think quite a few of the corners have tightened up. Turn 3, turn 4, I want to say maybe turn 9 is a lot tighter. So I think it's a little bit tough on brakes, but it's not one of our highest brake wear tracks. And I'm actually struggling with the opposite effect of the first lap or two leaving the pits. I've got a hard pedal, but the car won't stop. I just can't get enough heat into the brakes to slow the car down. So I've had a few scary moments because of that. So it seems to have a very small operating window, and we're drivers, so we complain whenever it's not in that window.
Hi, Justin. Did the track itself change much from the first practice session to the second?
I think it was just the grip level. As more cars have run it and cleaned up the track, the grip level's coming up. Other than that, it's exactly the same. They marked where they put those tires, so every time people have hit them, they've put them back in the same spot. So, looking forward to having them gone tomorrow, and we can get on with racing.
Well, we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Justin, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.